Park in New Haven.
Now others who frequent Edgewood Park are concerned about their safety as well. News 8's Neka Nwosu live at the park this evening with all the details. Neka?
Keith, Sonia, there have been at least 2 recent reports of large groups of teens attacking people, including that 63-year-old man who was attacked here in Edgewood Park. Now, New Haven police have refused to talk to us about this, but the victim is speaking out, and now he's afraid to run in a park that he loved so much. A 63-year-old man was running in Edgewood Park last Friday when he was attacked by a group of teenagers. The victim tells the New Haven Independent he was in the area of the duck pond around 5:30 in the afternoon. That's when 5 to 7 teens on bikes rode past him. He moved out of their way. Then one of the teens got off his bike and rolled it at the runner, knocking him to the ground. He yelled, saying he didn't have money, but that didn't stop the group from punching and kicking the runner repeatedly. Now he has a broken arm and several stitches.
We apologize for his problem, the incident that may occur to him in the parks.
New Haven's Deputy Director of Parks and Recreation says he didn't know about the attack until he saw it in the news. Police did not want to talk to News 8. A sergeant in the area did send an email to the Westville Neighborhood Management Group, urging joggers to always be aware of their surroundings. The Parks Department offers the same advice.
If you run with a partner, but if you're running alone, the ideal is to probably be more careful about where you're running at.
The Neighborhood Association also sent an email to residents outraged that the incident was never made public. The writer said in part, "As a frequent user of Edgewood Park, I take it very personally that such a disgusting act could occur, especially during daylight hours." And that Westville Neighborhood Association will be holding a meeting in a couple of weeks where they will address the attack here and some other issues. We will, of course, continue to cover this story. Live in New Haven tonight, Neka Nwosu, News 8.
Neka, thank you. We spoke to folks in Edgewood Park today. The regulars tell us that violent attack will not keep them away.
I do feel safe in this park. It's the first such incident I've heard of, and it's a shame.
Run and walk. I'm frequent this park all the time, and even though I'm an adult grown man, I tell myself every day, be aware of your surroundings.
And in our News 8 online poll question today, we want to know just how often you use your city or town parks. So far, the numbers look like this. 15% say often, 34% tell us seldom, and 50% tell us never.
With the federal government nearing another budget cliff in just about 60 days, Congress has decided to go on vacation for the next 5 weeks. News 8's chief political correspondent Mark Davis joins us live with word that Connecticut's 2 U.S. senators think the recess is a mistake. Mark.
Yeah. Hi, Sonia. Good evening, everyone from the Hartford newsroom. You know, the leaders of both major political parties say they want to avoid a government shutdown next month, but nobody seems to be doing anything about it. This week, congressional Republicans rejected plans to deal with next year's budget, so no one in Washington really knows how they will keep the government operating past September 30th, or solve a bigger gridlock over the rising national debt. According to the Washington Post, the prospects for any progress on any front in the endless Washington budget war appeared excruciatingly dim. So what did Congress do? They left the Capitol for a 5-week summer recess. It means all the senators and representatives will be holding events back in their states for the next 5 weeks, instead of addressing what could be another budget calamity. Connecticut's 2 U.S. senators are really junior members of that exclusive club and say they'd be happy to be at work on the budget.
Makes no sense. If it were up to me, I'd be in Washington, and the gridlock and paralysis, mostly partisan driven, really makes me frustrated. It drives me crazy.
Most people expect that Congress won't actually do anything to avert a shutdown until right before the 30th, but we shouldn't accept that reality. I'll go back down to Washington tomorrow if we can get an agreement. It just seems that a lot of these Tea Party Republicans tend to use the deadlines and wait until then to act.
Now, Republican Senator John McCain of Arizona, who's part of a group of GOP senators trying to work together to try to find a budget solution, says today that he's afraid that we're going to get to the edge of that cliff again. And he says it's a bad way to legislate. Live from the Hartford newsroom, Mark Davis, News 8.
Mark, thank you. If you want to sound off on this, call our Voice of the People hotline at 203-212-WTNH.
Well, there are times when too much of a good thing actually becomes a bad thing. That's exactly what's been happening in a section of Wadsworth Falls State Park in recent years. too many people leaving around too much trash. Now the state is taking action to get things back under control.
It is a place of nature at its grandest. The section of Wadsworth Falls State Park known as the Big Falls. It's a place that will always bring back fond memories for Mike of Middletown.
I asked my wife to marry me here about 17 years ago.
The Big Falls area was originally designed for those kind of special moments, or for folks to just spend a few minutes enjoying the incredible scenery. But over the years, people have treated this special place like any other picnic area.
Well, I drive past here every Monday morning for work. Usually after the weekends, there's a lot of cars here, and they do throw a lot of trash, and all the trash out of their cars right in the ground here.
So now the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection is out with a new policy to better control activity at the Big Falls. Signs prohibiting swimming and picnicking are now posted, and the small number of charcoal grills and picnic tables that were once here have been taken away.
It's just too bad because it's a nice area, it's a quiet area.
Pete Termini comes here to fish a couple of times a week, and he's seen how things look on a Monday morning.
It's just a shame. I mean, there's garbage everywhere. People come down, they have a picnic or whatever, they go swimming, and they just leave all their junk behind. It's just a shame.
Deep hopes these new steps will change the way some use the Big Falls, so it will still be around for future generations to enjoy.
Just some respect for the place, and you'll still have a beautiful place 25 years from now.
Deep